Assalamu alaikum. Welcome to Just Law on Ikra TV. My name is Bilal Hussein Khan and I'm your new host on the show, and I'll be with you for the next hour. As our regular viewers are aware, on Just Law we try to cover an area of law that may be of interest to you, and secondly and more importantly, what it does, it allows our viewers to call in live for the next hour and address any concerns or questions that you may have on any aspect of criminal law. Hopefully on the show we'll be able to cover every aspect of criminal law. However, I would ask the viewers if they can specifically ask questions regarding criminal law. Criminal law that starts with road traffic and also other criminal cases. We can also deal with other aspects of criminal law. If there is any questions which I cannot answer, I will take a note down of the questions and we will try to answer those questions the following week. Alternatively, you can contact the contact control room and provide your details to them, and the control room will give you my direct contact number, email address, and you may ask further particular details. Now, as this is a live show, you will understand that I can only provide generic advice, and in order to advise you properly on your case, it may be prudent for me to look at certain documents or have more of a detailed discussion with you. Therefore, if you call today, I will just be able to give you generic advice regarding your particular case, and if you would like further and more particular details, then just contact the control room and provide your details, and I will aim to contact you back within the next couple of days and provide you with a free consultation. Now, just a couple of points. If you do decide to contact today, I will ask you once again to just ask generic advice, and because of confidentiality, not discuss particulars of your particular case. And the topic I've chosen to discuss today is just some details regarding English law and the different courts and tribunals in England and Wales, and the different type of cases that each court deals with. Now, you may be aware that there are several different courtrooms, the first being the county court, also referred to as the family court. There is the youth court, there is the magistrates court, the crown court, the court of appeal, which is the Royal Courts of Justice, and also the Supreme Court. Now, each and every court has a different role and responsibility, and they deal with different cases. Therefore, if you have, for argument's sake, a case of personal injury, then that case will eventually find itself in the county court. The county court deals with any breach of contract cases, personal injury cases, any cases involving disputes of goods and property, and also family related issues such as child contact, divorce, repossession of houses, claims for debts, etc. Now, the next court is a youth court. Youth courts are geared to deal with cases for children between the ages of 10 to 17 years of age. Now, if you are between 10 and 17 years of age and you are summoned or charged with a criminal offence, you'll be requested to attend the youth court. The procedure for the youth court is somewhat different to the magistrates or the Crown Court or the other courts, in that it's an informal discussion, and within the courtroom you will have the magistrates or the district judge who will be dealing with your case. You will also have the youth offending team, the prosecution, and the defense. And more importantly, you will have an appropriate adult, be it your parents, siblings, or an appropriate adult from the appropriate adult service. Now, within the youth court, there is less formalities, such as advocates will not be wearing any wigs, any gowns, etc. And the same applies for the judges. All discussions are taking place while seated, and ordinarily the courtroom will be like a boardroom table, and the parties will sit on either side and the discussions will take place. Now, within a youth court, the reason why it's geared in such a manner is to make the experience less frightening as possible for the young person. Now, the difference between the youth court and the magistrates court is 9 out of 10 times the youth court and the magistrates court will be located within the same building, and each city usually should have a youth court and a magistrates court. However, recently, over the last decade or so, a lot of the courts have been closed due to the financial crisis upon the Ministry of Justice. However, each my understanding is there is a call, and if we take this call, and I'll come back to my discussions. Hello, caller.
Assalamu alaikum.
Alaikum assalam.
कैसे हो? तबीयत ठीक है?
अल्हम्दुलिल्लाह ठीक ठाक. आप कैसे?
जी हाँ, अल्हम्दुलिल्लाह अल्हम्दुलिल्लाह. मैं जब मोटरवे के ऊपर स्पीडिंग कर रहा था
जी,
तो मुझे फ्लैश हुआ था कैमरा
जी,
और मेरे ऊपर कोई टिकट नहीं आई थी, लेटर नहीं आया था
जी,
तो बाद में डायरेक्ट कोर्ट के ऊपर से लेटर आ गया हमारे को.
जी.
तो अभी मैं क्या करूँ?
तो
पहली मर्तबा हुआ, मैं कोर्स, मुझे शायद लगता है कोर्स करना पड़ेगा मुझे, डायरेक्ट कोर्ट से लेटर आ गया.
अच्छा, तो स्पीड मोटरवे पे थी नहीं जी.
यस.
तो विदिन 14 डेज यूजुअली पुलिस आपको हाथ लिखेगी कि आपकी गाड़ी ने स्पीडिंग की ऑफेंस की है. आपको कोई हाथ मिला था?
ना,
कोई हाथ नहीं मिला. ठीक है. तो ये अभी आपको कोर्ट का सुमन्स मिला है?
जी, डायरेक्ट कोर्ट से मिल गया मुझे.
जी, पोस्टल रिक्विजिशन लिखा होगा ना?
जी
वही जी. तो उससे पहले आपको कोई हाथ नहीं मिला? नहीं
ना, उसके पहले
ठीक
कोई
है.
नहीं मिला.
ठीक है. तो क्या होता है कि जब भी कोई ऑफेंस होती है गाड़ी में, ठीक है, तो 14 दिन के अंदर पुलिस क्या करती है कि वो चेक्स करते हैं, देखते हैं कि रजिस्टर्ड कीपर कौन था, या अगर कोई रजिस्टर्ड कीपर ना हो तो फिर वो देखते हैं इंश्योरेंस डेटाबेस पर अगर कोई आदमी हो तो उनको जो है हाथ वो लिखते हैं. अगर आपको कोई हाथ नहीं मिला तो इस वजह से आपको स्पीड अवेयरनेस कोर्स वगैरह नहीं मिला होगा, क्योंकि उनको इस वक्त पता नहीं कि आप गाड़ी चला रहे थे या नहीं. तो अगर आप ध्यान से देखें तो उस पोस्टल रिक्विजिशन पर अभी 2 ऑफेंसेस होंगे.
जी.
एक ऑफेंस ये होगा स्पीडिंग वाला, तो दूसरा ऑफेंस होगा फेलिंग टू आइडेंटिफाई अ ड्राइवर. जो
ओके.
तो फेलिंग टू आइडेंटिफाई अ ड्राइवर ये सेक्शन 172 ऑफ द रोड ट्रैफिक एक्ट का ऑफेंस है. तो ये जो है ना ओरिजिनल स्पीडिंग से थोड़ा ज़्यादा सख्त है, क्योंकि स्पीडिंग डिपेंडेड ऑन योर स्पीड, आपकी स्पीड क्या थी. यूजुअली आदमी जो है ना विदिन 10 माइल
के पास था शायद.
जी, कितना था?
80.
तो 80 का जो है ना 3 पॉइंट्स यूजुअली होते हैं. तो अगर आपने रिस्पॉन्ड किया होता, क्योंकि आपको हाथ नहीं मिला तो आपने रिस्पॉन्ड नहीं किया, लेकिन अगर मिलता तो आपको या स्पीड अवेयरनेस कोर्स मिलता या फिर फिक्स पेनल्टी £100 फाइन प्लस 3 पॉइंट्स. लेकिन अभी क्या होगा कि क्योंकि आपको पोस्ट रिक्विजिशन मिल गया, आपको वो पहले वाले हाथ नहीं मिले, तो ये सेक्शन 172 तो इसका जो है ना 6 पेनल्टी पॉइंट्स मिल सकते हैं, लेकिन अगर आप रिस्पॉन्ड करें और लाजमी है कि 21 डेज़ हाथ मिलने के बाद आप रिस्पॉन्ड करें, क्योंकि अगर आपने थोड़ी सी देर कर दी तो वो आपको पॉइंट्स दे देंगे, आपको कन्विक्ट कर देंगे, तो फिर दोनों मुश्किल हो जाएगा, क्योंकि आपको फिर अपील करना पड़ेगा ना।
मुझे ये लेटर मिला था 21 डेज के अंदर में मुझे अपील करना पड़ेगा।
जी, आपको रिस्पॉन्ड करना पड़ेगा। तो 2 तरीके हैं रिस्पॉन्ड करने के लिए, ठीक है। तो एक है आप इंटरनेट पर कर लें, तो makeaplea.gov.uk वेबसाइट है, तो उस पर आप चले जाएं, तो आप वो पूछेंगे आपका नाम, आपका केस नंबर, जो पोस्टल रिक्विजिशन की फर्स्ट पेज पर राइट हैंड साइड पर लिखा होगा केस नंबर, फिर अपनी ड्राइविंग लाइसेंस की डिटेल्स, फिर आपका नेशनल इंश्योरेंस नंबर, ये सब डाल के ना, तो फिर वो नेक्स्ट स्टेज आ जाएगा जिस पर वो आपकी डिटेल्स पूछेंगे। तो फिर उसके बाद वो पूछेंगे गिल्टी या नॉट गिल्टी। तो अगर आप गाड़ी चला रहे थे तो आप एक्सेप्ट करते हैं, तो आप गिल्टी करेंगे स्पीडिंग के लिए। तो वो दूसरा जो ऑफेंस है ना, तो उसके लिए आप नॉट गिल्टी करना, फेलिंग टू आइडेंटिफाई, तो उस पर आप लिख देना कि ये जो हाथ है मुझे नहीं मिले, अगर मिलते तो मैं जवाब दे देता, तो आपको क्योंकि नहीं मिले, ये नॉट गिल्टी है। तो फिर क्या होगी कि ये जवाब जो है ना, वो ये मजिस्ट्रेट्स के पास चले जाएंगे, तो वो देखेंगे, तो वो 9 out of 10 टाइम्स, क्योंकि आप स्पीडिंग एक्सेप्ट करते हैं, तो वो ये प्ली एक्सेप्ट करेंगे। तो फिर जो है ना, फेलिंग टू आइडेंटिफाई ड्राइवर, वो सेकंड ऑफेंस जो है उसको डिसमिस करके, तो फिर क्या करेंगे कि आपको सेंटेंस दे देंगे, जो मेरी एक्सपीरियंस है 3 पॉइंट्स और अ फाइन होगा, और फाइन 150% ऑफ योर वीकली इनकम होगा। तो जितनी अगर आप बेनिफिट,
ये जो क्रिमिनल है वो इमिग्रेशन के ऊपर इफेक्ट करता है।
ये जो केस है ना, आपका स्टेटस, अगर आप ब्रिटिश नहीं, तो ये
ब्रिटिश नहीं है।
नहीं, हाँ, तो ये अफेक्ट करेगा आपको, क्योंकि ये ड्राइविंग ऑफेंसेस जो भी है ना, तो ये भी अफेक्ट करते हैं। तो ये जो ना आपकी पर्टिकुलर सर्कमस्टांसेस देख कर ना, तो फिर आपको एडवाइस कर सकेंगे। लेकिन इस वक्त जो है ना, ये लाजमी है कि 21 डेज़ के अंदर आप उसका रिस्पॉन्स करें। तो अगर आपको कोई प्रॉब्लम हो रिस्पॉन्ड करने में, तो फिर आप कंट्रोल रूम से बात कर लें, मेरी डिटेल्स ले लें,
नंबर ले लेता हूँ आपका और
जी,
बात कर लेता हूँ।
तो मैं जो ना बाद में आपको एडवाइस कर दूंगा कि क्या पोजीशन है, और आपकी इमिग्रेशन का जो एप्लीकेशन वगैरह जो है ना, आपकी पर्टिकुलर सर्कमस्टेंसेस को मैं आपको समझा दूंगा, ठीक है। तो आई अंडरस्टैंड वी हैव अनदर कॉल। हेलो अस्सलाम वालेकुम।
I'm Ruby and I'm calling from Cranberry.
Yes.
I just have a quick question regards to my son.
Yes.
He's 18 and he was arrested by the police officers in our house, but they wouldn't give me any information or anything in regards to that. What's my right or what's my child's right to getting advice?
So is he arrested at the current moment of time, or was this a previous incident?
At this current moment of time.
Right, so what you can do is you can contact a solicitor and you can raise your concerns with them. As a family member, you can make third-party representations. So basically what will happen is you will contact the lawyer will contact the police station and notify them that the mother, sister, or whoever, whatever the relation is, have contacted regarding the son, and then they have appointed a family solicitor, and then the police will say, have a word with that young person and say, right, your mother wants you to be represented by Bilal Khan, for argument's sake, and then if he's over the age of 18, if he agrees, and then what will happen is then your family solicitor will take over the conduct of that case and be able to assist him. Okay.
So I've contacted the police and they're saying to me that they can't give me any details because he's over the age of 18 and he's no longer classed as a child.
That's correct. That's correct. Because of the data protection regulations, they're not going to share any information with you. However, if you've got concerns for his welfare whilst in custody, you can appoint your own solicitor. They won't provide any details to your own solicitor immediately, but they will go to his cell. They will say to him, look, Mum wants you to be represented by so and so. Do you want to accept those representations or not? If he says yes, I will accept, then they will provide the full details to your solicitor. And then if your son gives the authority to your solicitor to discuss everything with you, you will get that information from the solicitor.
Okay, and also another question regards to that. What are his rights at a police station as well?
Rights at a police station, you've got a number of rights. The first right, and when he was booked into custody, he will be given all those rights at the custody desk. The custody sergeant is the one. So he's arrested by police constables at your home address, and then he's cautioned for the offence, taken to the custody desk. At the custody desk, he'll be given his legal rights and entitlements. Now, one of that right is to notify a person that he's been arrested, such as yourself. Now, he's only allowed to call one person. Now, whether he's called anyone or not, there are certain exceptions to that. So if he's held in incommunicado, so if they believe that by contacting a person, there's going to be a loss of evidence, etc., then they will withhold that right up until a certain period of time when he's allowed to. So that's the first right. Yes.
That's what I'm worried about, because it's his first time, and they've not told us about any offences. They literally just bombarded our house
Yep.
and arrested him, and they wouldn't confirm what he's being arrested for.
What you
That's why I'm just
can
about.
what you can do is, if you recontact the control room, and the control room will take your son's details, take your details, will provide them to my firm, and we can contact and make third-party representations to see whether or not he wants to be represented, and then we can assist you if you would like that. Alternatively, if you know a solicitor of your own who deals with criminal cases, contact him, provide those details, and then it's all free of charge at the police station. You don't have to pay a penny for representation. It's all on legal aid. So it's important to make that contact if you have got concerns regarding his well-being.
Yeah, no, I do have concerns. Like I said, it's his first time, and I don't think he would know his rights. My son doesn't really get in touch with the police, so I don't think we have a family position that we can go to. I'd love if you could represent us.
Yeah, if you call back the control room, and they'll be happy to give the details. Thank you very much for your call. Now, it's an important issue. Moving on from what the sister said, quite often we find ourselves in a position where a loved one has been arrested, and you don't know what to do. So what you can do is contact the police station, have a word with them, and it's important that the person arrested is allowed to make a phone call home. Now, sometimes in this digital age, majority of the younger generation do not know the home numbers. A lot of people don't have home numbers now. They have mobile numbers, and everyone just saves the mobile numbers and they don't know them off by heart. So it could be that the person in custody does not have your number. So it's important, if someone's been arrested, you contact the police station, say, look, he's got a right to notify someone he's been arrested. These are my details. Can you please provide them to him? If he chooses to contact me, he will. And the custody staff are legally obliged to take those details, provide them, and then it's up to the person in custody. If he chooses to ring you, he will ring you. And if he chooses not to, then you won't hear anything. Unfortunately, because of the rules and regulations governed in England and Wales, they will not provide any details to you. Sometimes they won't even tell you that that person's in custody. So what can you do? You can contact a criminal solicitor who you trust, who you know, and you can say to them, look, so-and-so has been arrested. I've got concerns regarding his well-being. Can you please represent him? Now, what that solicitor will do is take down the contact details of the person who's been arrested, take down the details of yourself, and then what the solicitor will do is make third-party representations. So he'll contact the custody suite, say, look, we understand so-and-so has been arrested, and we understand he's currently under your care in the custody suite. Can you please have a word with him and ask him whether he wants to accept his family or his friends' representation and be represented by myself? He will in turn be spoken to, he, she, whoever may be, will be spoken to and be told that, look, your family has contacted, let's use me for argument's sake, Bilal Khan, and they've asked Bilal Khan to represent you. Do you want to be represented by Bilal? Yes or no? Now, 9 out of 10 times, the people, if they hear that their family have recommended them a solicitor, will accept. Now, sometimes it's a case that the person already has requested the services of a solicitor, and a firm has already been allocated to them, be it a duty solicitor or be it their own solicitor, and under those circumstances they'll say no. And usually the police officer, when they call back, and if it's a case of Mr. Khan, they're happy with the representation they've got, I ask them, can you please share that information with me? Which firm is representing the young person, so I can provide the details to the family. And majority of the times the officers state, yep, he's represented by so-and-so solicitors, and that information can be provided to the family, and then you can make direct contact with the solicitor representing the individuals, and then you can be rest assured that there are solicitors who are dealing with them. Now, this topic is a topic on its own right regarding your rights and entitlements within the police station, and it's such a fundamental topic that I believe that next week's show I will discuss the rights and entitlements of an individual, a suspect who's been arrested, and also the rights and entitlements of family members and what they can do if they're faced in a similar situation to that which this sister has gone through. Now, I explained one of two of the rights that you have whilst being in custody. One of that right is to notify someone that you have been arrested, be it a family member, a friend, etc. And the second is to consult the codes of practice. Now, the codes of practice are the Police and Criminal Evidence Act, and it basically tells you your rights and entitlements. It's a book, and then you can go through that and ensure that the police are doing their job and they are complying with the law, and you will get to know what your rights are. And it's highly advisable that you request that. If nothing else, it's some reading whilst your short time in custody. Now, the third and most fundamental right that you have is the right to consult with a solicitor, and that is free of charge, and you will be notified that your right to consult a solicitor is free of charge. And when you say yes, you will either be allocated a solicitor of your choice, or if you if you've declined that, then if your family member calls in, then a third-party representation solicitor, or alternatively, if you don't know a solicitor, then you will be allocated a duty solicitor. A duty solicitor is someone who's qualified and who is on the panel. We're going to go for a short break now, and I'll see you at the other side of the break. Thank you.